Have you ever felt lost in the midst of so much uncertainty? Like the ground beneath your feet has disappeared, leaving you with a constant sense of insecurity? I get it. Uncertainty can be frightening. It makes us ask, what's going to happen? Tomorrow? How will I handle this? What if I'm not strong enough? It feels like being caught in the middle of a storm, unsure of where to go. And in those moments, peace seems so distant, almost unattainable. Maybe that's where you are right now, in the middle of the chaos, wondering, where is God in all of this? How can I find peace when everything feels out of control? But I want to share something important with you. God's peace doesn't depend on the circumstances around us. It's different, deeper, and even in the midst of uncertainty, this peace is available to you. Uncertainty. It has a peculiar way of shaking us, doesn't it? It's like being in a boat, out in the open sea, with strong winds blowing and waves threatening to knock us over. You try to row, try to steer the direction, but nothing seems to be enough. And then that thought creeps in. Will I make it? Will things turn out okay? I know the feeling. We've all faced moments like this. It could be an unexpected diagnosis, a bill you don't know how to pay, or a difficult decision that's weighing on you. The worst part? Uncertainty doesn't announce its arrival or ask for permission. It barges into our lives, bringing fear and anxiety along with it. I've been there. There was a time when everything in my life felt uncertain. I felt like I was walking on a tightrope, with a vast abyss below. I didn't know what to do, or how to find my footing. Maybe you're feeling something like that right now. And you know what's even harder? When we're surrounded by uncertainty, our minds tend to amplify the problems. Worries are like seeds that, when watered by anxiety, grow far too quickly. Before we know it, they've taken over, stealing our peace and leaving us paralyzed. But there's something I've learned over time. Uncertainty teaches us. It reminds us that we're not in control. And that's an uncomfortable truth. The reality is, we crave answers, predictability, and the feeling of being in charge. But when we take a closer look, we realize that much of what we're chasing is beyond our reach. This is where faith comes in. Not a blind faith, but a trust in the God who sees what we cannot. A God who knows the end from the beginning and walks with us, even when we don't understand the path. Let me share something with you. Have you ever noticed how children trust their parents, even when they don't know where they're going? I once saw a scene that left a lasting impression on me. A father was holding his child's hand as they crossed a shaky bridge. The bridge was unstable, and the child hesitated but kept walking. Why? Because he was holding his father's hand. He didn't need to understand the bridge. He just needed to trust the one guiding him. Maybe that's what God is teaching us in times of uncertainty. To let go of control and hold tightly to His hand. It's not easy, I know. We're stubborn, always wanting proof and guarantees. But God, in His wisdom, invites us to trust Him, even when everything feels uncertain. There's a verse that always comforts me in these moments. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." And do you know what that means? Peace doesn't come from understanding the future or having all the answers. It comes from trusting God. I know, you might be thinking, but how can I trust when everything is so uncertain? It's a valid question. Trust doesn't happen overnight. It's something we build, one step at a time. So why not start small? Think about something you faced in the past, something that seemed impossible at the time. Maybe it was a financial struggle, a health crisis, or a difficult relationship. Do you remember how you felt back then? It probably seemed like there was no way out, right? But somehow, you made it through. God was there, even if you didn't realize it at the time. I believe uncertainty is an invitation. Not an invitation to suffer or worry, but to depend on God in a deeper way. To stop fighting on our own and allow Him to be the foundation, the solid rock in the middle of the storm. And here's something interesting. God's peace often doesn't come from an immediate change in circumstances, but from a change within us. When we learn to rest in Him, even in the chaos, something amazing happens. It's like being in the same boat, facing the same waves, but with the assurance that we're not alone. Think about Peter when Jesus called him to walk on water. As long as Peter kept his eyes on Jesus, he walked. But the moment he focused on the storm around him, he began to sink. Isn't that how we often feel? Uncertainty makes us take our eyes off God and fixate on the chaos. But here's the good news. Even when Peter sank, Jesus was there to lift him up. He didn't let him drown, and God does the same for us. When our strength fails, when we feel overwhelmed by uncertainty, He holds us. He is our anchor. So if you feel like you're being swallowed up by doubt, pause for a moment. Breathe. Remember that you don't have to face this alone. God is by your side, guiding every step, even when the path feels invisible. You may not see it now, but He is working. And when you let go of fear and hold on to grace, you'll begin to experience the peace that only He can give. A peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, but on His presence in your life. I know. Maybe you're still thinking, all of this sounds beautiful, but how can I find peace when there are so many unanswered questions? How can I rest when my heart is so restless? You're not alone in feeling this way. In fact, all of us face these doubts at some point. But you see, God's peace isn't something we only feel when everything is resolved. It's something that builds gradually, like a muscle that needs to be strengthened. And there are practical steps we can take to nurture it. I want to invite you to try something simple. Take it one step at a time. Don't try to solve everything at once or control what's beyond your reach. Just surrender the next moment to God. Literally. When worry comes, say, Lord, this is yours. I trust that you'll take care of it. Another thing that can help is creating a space of calm in your day. Maybe you can't change all your circumstances, but you can carve out a few minutes to quiet your mind and connect with God. It might be taking a walk, saying a silent prayer, or just sitting in a peaceful spot and breathing deeply. In those moments, ask God to help you rest in Him. Ask Him to let you feel His presence, even in the middle of uncertainty. You may not get an immediate answer, but trust that He hears you. He always does. God's peace isn't a feeling that simply appears out of nowhere. It's a practice, a daily act of surrender. And as you keep doing it, handing over one moment, one thought at a time, you'll begin to realize that peace doesn't depend on what's happening around you, but on who is with you. So today, why not take that first small step? Tell God your biggest worry and choose to trust. Just trust. You don't have to understand everything. You just need to know that He's in control. Let me share a quote from Max Lucado that has always touched me deeply. The presence of peace doesn't depend on the absence of problems, but on the presence of God. This sums up something essential. The peace we're searching for isn't about having a life without challenges. It's about knowing that God is with us, even in the storms. And maybe you're still thinking, I don't feel that yet. That's okay. Walking with God isn't about instant feelings. It's about taking steps of trust. He doesn't expect you to have it all figured out or to trust perfectly. He just asks you to take the next step. The truth is, God's peace doesn't shield us from uncertainty, but it teaches us how to navigate through it. And it's amazing to think that the same God who created the entire universe knows your heart, sees your struggles, and still chooses to walk beside you. He loves you enough to stay close, even when you don't realize it. And you know, trusting God is a daily exercise. It's like walking on an unfamiliar path with someone you know will never leave you. It's not about understanding every turn. It's about trusting the one who holds your hand. So today, my friend, I invite you to do something simple. Look to God. Don't focus on the chaos or the uncertainty, but on Him. Just look and rest in the fact that He is here with you, right now. As Jesus said in John 14:27, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." That peace is available to you. Receive it. Walk in it. God is with you, always.